There are 3 bad habits that get in the way of beginner piano technique. Let's check them out now and look at 3 tips to conquer them. Hi there, I'm Kylie and I love to share easy tips and tricks to inspire you to learn the love of music. Please subscribe if you enjoy the content, as this will really help me out, and a thumbs up is always the best compliment. The first bad habit is that we play with too much legato, too much holding on and joining the notes. So let's just check out on a G position. If we hold all our fingers on, it can be quite hard for new students or young students to separate and play just one finger at a time. When we play, we usually don't want to overlap the sound and we want it to be really smooth from one note to the next to the next. Bad habit number 2 is the flip side of this, that all the notes are never joined and they're too staccato or too detached from one another. So you may want to play with a smooth sound, but your notes are coming out more disjointed and separate. Let's check that out as well. The third bad habit that can be a challenge for beginners is that when we're trying to play 2 or more notes together, like a chord, then we split the sounds. So you may be tending to split the notes apart when you're really wanting them just to come at the same time. So let's now address each bad habit and check out a tip that will help these out. So tip number 1 is to have a go at lifting and dropping each finger. So onto the G position again, just have a go at lifting and dropping down each note. And watch as the next note strokes down that the previous one lifts off. Tip number 2 is to deliberately hold all the fingers down while playing. So let's block everything down onto a G position here. And then concentrate on returning the finger back down. So this is actually encouraging control the other way so that we can hold the note down when we're wanting it to be a smooth connected sound. For this one too, we can also practice a slight overlap so that we're only going to let go of the first finger once the second finger has played as well. So we end up overlapping 2 notes every time. And then release the first one, play the second, release the first one, play the second one, release the first one, play the second one, and release the first one. And as much as possible, try and have the other fingers not engaging or trying to help anything out. Sometimes when our pinky wants to play, our thumb wants to help out as well. Sometimes our pinky might stick up and not be resting down when our thumb or our lower fingers are playing here. So try and keep everything down in a relaxed way there. So for the bad habit of number 3, we can do 3 different things to really help this out. The first is to check the curve of your fingers. So we all have a natural hand shape that is actually different to each other's. We don't want to think of holding a bubble and having this sort of a curve for everybody, or nursing a ball in our hand, because we all have a different shape that we need to then mimic up onto the piano. So the way to check this is to actually hold your hand down by your side. We bring this shape of our fingers back up. Now that's my hand shape. Your hand shape may be more curvy from this knuckle down, or your hand might be a little bit flatter here in the arch. So you want to try and follow the natural shape of your hand. We want to check that this curve of the fingers is up onto the piano. Number 2, to make sure that our fingers are coming together while we're playing, is to tip our wrist to align our hand there. If the sound is splitting, then we might need to put our hand a little bit more this angle or a little bit more this angle. So you can try out there as you're going up. Sometimes by thinking of slightly flattening your fingers, that may help, or slightly curving your fingers too may help to make them come right at the same time. And the third idea is to deliberately split the notes, so then we can control when there is a split or when we don't want to split there as well. Well, thanks for joining me today. If you'd like some more tips and tricks, then check out my other videos as well. Happy music making. Ta-da!